I'm Samantha.
I'm Bree.
I'm Meg.
And our topic is 4.6, which is implicit differentiation.
Yeah. Alright, for example 1, we have y to the 5th plus y plus x equals 0. We have to use implicit differentiation because we have two y's here that we cannot combine. And we also have y and x, which we can't solve for each of them if we don't have any.
So we're just trying to find the derivative?
Right.
Okay.
So, what you do is you take the derivative of y to the 5th, which is 5y to the 4th. You multiply that by dy dx, because you're in perspective of x now, which we're trying to solve for, plus 1, which is the derivative of y, times dy dx, again, because we're ready?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 1, because you're taking the derivative of x now, equals 0. Always set it equal to 0 because we're going to have to solve this afterwards.
So you just add the dy dx every time I take the derivative of y.
Right.
Okay.
So next you're going to combine terms in perspective of dy dx. So we have 5y to the 4th plus 1 parentheses multiplied by dy dx plus 1 equals 0. Our next step is we're going to try to get dy dx by itself. So we have 5y to the 4th plus 1 times dy dx equals -1 because we subtracted the 1 from both sides. Then, to get dy dx by itself, you're going to divide dy dx by 5y to the 4th plus 1. dy dx over here, and then that equals -1 divided by 5y to the 4th plus 1. That equals x.
So the next example is x times e to the y minus y times e to the x equivalent to 1. So this is two separate product rules, so you have to use two different examples of f prime g times f g prime. Minus. So that, if you set it up, is 1 times e to the y plus x e to the y dy dx. Every time you take the derivative of y, you have to add that, minus 1 dy dx times e to the x plus y e to the x, still equal to 0. Now that you have it all set up, you have to combine like terms so that dy dx is on one side by itself. So the first thing you can do is solve this by minusing e to the y, and also take care of this section by adding y e to the x to the both sides. So then just to clean that up, next you'll have x e to the y dy dx still, minus e to the x dy dx, equivalent to now negative e to the y plus y e to the x. After that step, to get dy dx on its own, you can factor it out and do dy dx parenthesis x e to the y minus e to the x to include both these parts. And then you can close their parenthesis and still equal negative e to the y plus y e to the x. Now all you have to do to get this part on its own is to divide this out. Make sure to divide both sides by it, which leaves your final answer negative e to the y plus y e to the x over x e to the y minus e to the x.